Hey everybody, welcome back to Breakfast with Bobby. I know it's been a while, but we've had some stuff going on in our lives, so we've had to take a little bit of a break, here and there, a couple weeks. And so Bobby, how you doing? Are you feeling better? Are you up and moving?
Yeah, I am better. I have another one. I had cataract surgery, as I had mentioned to you. Did my left eye a week and a half ago, and next week Tuesday, then I do the right eye. So it should.
Okay.
It's a real simple surgery. You don't feel anything. The surgeon was great. The anesthesia guy was great. I had very little recovery, but my eyes are have always been really sensitive, and I have a lot of allergies. So we're very careful. Um,
Awesome.
yeah, I it takes a while to get over the surgery itself,
Hmm.
just because it's invasive no matter what. And the other the other upsetting thing for me was I had to be NPO, which is nothing by mouth, since like the night before, and no coffee. I couldn't have any coffee before. I know, right?
I'm so
Usually,
sorry.
oh,
But
it
did
was
you have to be there really early in the morning?
well, I asked for the latest surgery that I could have, and
Oh,
one on these particular days, he does the left eye first, and then he does the right eye, so he doesn't confuse anything. And they have only a certain amount of slots open. So I did get a slot at 8:30, but that was the time I had to be at the hospital. And then my surgery was actually at 10. So I actually spent more time waiting for them to take me down for the surgery than the entire surgery. And the surgery seemed like it was 10 minutes. It
That's
was,
the way it usually works, though, isn't it? Like you have to go in way early and then fill
oh,
out a bunch of paperwork that's already been filled out 67 times, and then, you know, get get
but
naked and put on your gown. It's the whole thing.
really good. That is, they let me keep my leggings on, so I didn't get cold or anything. But it was, and he told me everything that was going to happen, and it happened exactly the way he said. So it was pretty cool.
Awesome.
When I got out of surgery, you're fully awake through the entire thing. And I got back to my room, and she said, "Well, we have apple juice, and we have water, and we have milk." And I said, "Do you have coffee? Because coffee is really good right now."
Yeah. Did you
Yeah,
get your coffee?
I did, and
Awesome.
I'm grateful that there was coffee. Was it the greatest coffee? No. And
No.
you and I are coffee snobs, so
Yes. we are.
oh yeah,
Yeah. Me
it
and my
was
espresso machine. Yeah, I'm totally a coffee snob.
it was not Barris Brothers Highlander grog at any stretch of the imagination.
So we have a friend of ours with us today. Do you want to introduce our friend here?
I do. She's one of my favorite people. Sunny and I have known each other for very long. And you know what? I think everybody knows Sunny. If you
Yeah.
don't know Sunny, you're going to meet her today. And I've gone to many of Sunny's classes. She's a joy coach and she teaches you how to manifest things. And she's an author and somewhat she's working on being, a TV star, and she can tell you all about that. But she used to have these classes. Oh, you know what else? She had a class one time. It was a goddess class, and she sends a questionnaire out, and you get to figure out which goddess you align with and which characteristics. And it just gets you to know yourself better and the characteristics that you have about your personality. And so you kind of know the archetype that you're working with of how you show up. But in addition to that, the manifestation classes that she used to hold, I'll never, every single time I've gone to the class, like a day and a half before I was in the class, I was manifesting things. Things were showing up that I didn't, it was money was showing up and people were showing up, jobs were showing up. It was just this crazy thing. So Sunny has this ambiance about her, and her personality as a joy coach really shows through on everything that she does. And now, secrets here. I stayed with Sunny for a little bit around the, November, December area. And people are constantly calling her for help. And she's constantly there for them. And she's just got this most wonderful, special personality about her and that's why she calls herself Sunny. And everybody loves being around her. We all
Yeah.
call her Sunny. So Sunny, welcome to the Breakfast with Bobby show.
Yes.
We so
Welcome.
that you're here
Well,
today.
thank you, thank you, thank you. You just filled my heart with joy. Oh my gosh. Sunny with more joy. Oh my gosh. Is the world ready for this?
Absolutely, the world is ready for this because
Yeah,
what the
more than
world
ever
needs right
before, we're
now
ready
is
for more joy.
absolutely what this world needs right now is
Yes.
joy
That's
in
why God told me,
overloads.
Spirit tells me every morning, Sonny, you got to do more one command classes. Sonny, you got to get up and go out and talk to some people. Sonny, they need you. Get out of the house. So
Yes.
today I went to a yoga class. Last week I went to a laughing yoga class.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Wait, stop, back up. Tell us about that.
They say that laughing yoga is as good for abdomen exercises as sit-ups. But laughing yoga is so much more fun than sit-ups.
Oh God, yeah.
but but the fitness trainer that I've been working out with noticed the difference, and I noticed the difference. And honest to God, this woman who leads it is so much, she's so darling, and she was a psychiatric nurse for like 28 years of her life, and that's not a joyful place.
No.
And so when she left that, she got into this laughing yoga, and she is so darling and delightful and has such an infectious laugh. And honest to God, we laugh for an hour. I mean, she'll tell some jokes or we'll do some goofy stuff. Like last week, she said, all right, I want you to look each other in the eye. I want you to walk around the room and look at each other like you're mad at each other, but you have to express it in laughter. You cannot say a word. You cannot utter a word. You have to express your anger in your laughter. And it's been really fun. I've gone like 4 weeks now, and it's been really fun and different, and not as hard as the yoga class that I went to today, which wasn't a laughing yoga.
You're not laughing anymore, right?
No, not today.
So do you
Tuesday.
actually do yoga during the laughing yoga?
Yeah, well, we do. We'll do some,
Okay.
stretching a little bit, but it's not the kind of yoga where you hold poses or you sit on the floor. There is some movement with
Mhm.
it. And honest to God, you really do feel the difference in your abdomen because we're laughing for an hour. I mean, we'll
Yeah.
stop and then we go, we clap our hands twice and then we stop that round of laughter. But I don't know if you remember this from when you were in college or anything, but sometimes you get giddy and somebody starts laughing or says something. And
Yeah.
if you really let it go, you
Yeah.
can just laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh. And she told us that that babies laugh 1,000 times a day. They'll giggle, they'll coo, but they'll laugh 1,000 times a day. And as we get older and older, we repress ourselves. People they'll put their hand in front of their face instead of laughing out loud. And that it's really good for our breathing and for our lungs to really have a good belly laugh.
Absolutely.
So one time we had to laugh like we were fairies, and we lifted our little hands up like this, and we were laughing like we were fairies. We do the silliest things, and it's delightful.
It's awesome. I love that. I've never heard of laughing yoga.
Yeah,
I need to check that out. Bobby, you
and
look
she's
like you were
training
gonna.
some people in the
Is
class that
she?
we're doing. People are in training. We need more laughter than ever before.
Oh, yes, we do.
Oh, I said to her last week, she said, you should be able to laugh for a half hour. Now, I've been practicing on this because I am the joy guide. So I got to practice on this laughter stuff. So I find that if I watch these YouTube funny things about animals, dogs and cats, that gets me laughing. And I'm really, more than ever before, really allowing myself to laugh out loud and roll with it.
Yeah.
Because I'm recovering from pneumonia. I had 2 different strains of pneumonia, and that did reduce my lung capacity. And when I went back to my doctor after doing a couple of laughter yoga, he says, "Whoa, you're really recovering fast." So it's
Getting that
working.
oxygen moving works.
Yes.
Yep.
So
Yep.
she said you ought to be able to practice and get up to laughing for a full half hour. And I thought, oh my God, I think that might be a little difficult to laugh for a full half hour. And then I thought, well, when I watch the news, I can be crabby for a full half hour. So why
That's
can't I
true.
laugh for a full half hour?
Good point.
So, so
That
then
is an
then
excellent
I got
point.
started saying, okay, gang, your assignment this evening is to watch the news and go, that's ridiculous, and laugh like crazy.
Have you ever been in a room or in a conversation with someone that started laughing and you really didn't think it was funny, but the more they laughed, the more
Yes.
everyone else contagiously laughed?
Yeah.
I'm sure that that's what that is. And
Yeah.
it's so contagious. And for whatever reason, nothing makes sense. Nothing is there. Nobody's saying anything, but just to hear someone else laugh, it just sounds so wonderful. Everybody, the whole room busts out in laughter.
And it really is healing.
Mhm.
I feel so relaxed when I leave there, and then I don't turn on the news for hours.
I never turn on the news at all.
Oh, good
Like for
you.
30 years, I have
Good
not
for
watched the
you.
news. Yeah. I did. Yeah, my tender heart can't take that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I rarely do, but
Yeah.
I still have to stay in touch with the world with, working with some clients who are dealing with stuff. And so I
Yeah.
do like PBS.
PBS is wonderful.
Yes.
Speaking of clients, Sunny.
Huh?
Speaking of clients, what type of clients do you see? Who are you seeing these days? I don't need names, but what are you seeing them for?
Oh, well, there's a lot of people who are afraid the sky is falling and literally are, watching way too much news uh, and can't keep track that I have to help them to see you are living your own life. And 3 years ago, how was your life different than it is this week? Well, everybody's in so much more fear and chaos and confusion that I help them to go, oh yeah, I was feeling pretty comfortable and confident, and I had enough money. And okay, so sometimes, quite often, I get people who are looking for new careers, something different. They get to a certain age and they realize doing what I'm doing, even though I'm making fabulous money, I'm not happy.
Yeah.
I'm agitated, I'm irritated, I'm afraid, this is going to happen or that's going to happen, or they're going to lay people off. And I'm like, and so then I help them to find out what it is that their soul really wants to do, whether it's finding a hobby or taking up crocheting or something that they can be totally in control of in their lives, to know, oh, I can go home and I can sit down and I can do this and be totally content and peaceful for 2 or 3 hours. I'm always helping people focus on what is going to make you happy, because there is nothing about the American life or whatever Madison Avenue is going after us with, is asks us, what will it take to be content? When's the last time you remembered that you were content and happy? So as a coach, that's where I'm always helping to take them, so they can remember that there have been times and moments and maybe months and years that they were content and happy. And maybe all of this confusion has thrown them off base and they've lost their peace of mind. So that's the kind of clients that I'm getting a lot now. And also clients who now are retired. They might have enough money to retire, but they don't know what they want to do when they grow up. They're like, well, I'm still alive and I don't have to get up and go anywhere and please anybody else, but I don't know how to please myself.
Yeah.
Right.
So again, I'm helping them sometimes to go back. I remember I had a client when I first trained to be a coach. I was living in London, And I had a client and she said, you know, you're helping me so much, but I'm really worried about my mom. She was a school administrator for all of her life, and they finally made her retire at 72 years old because they said, you don't have to work anymore. You get pension and you're going to have money and you don't have to work. And she had no clue what to do with her life. And her daughter said, she's so depressed. I'm really worried about her because
Mhm.
she loved seeing the kids every day. Well, I asked her, I said, was there ever anything you wanted to do when you were a kid, when you were in grade school or high school, or when you were much younger before you got married and had kids? She said, you know, I went to a one-room school and there was never time for art. There was never time for painting or anything. I've never tried that. So I told her, okay, next time you come in, I want you to go out and buy a notepad, a paper, and do some kind of art. Well, she came in with 6 pictures that were so amazing. She was so naturally talented at watercolor. I was amazed. By the end of 5 sessions, we had her setting up her own show at a little village farmer's market, and
Mhm.
all of her paintings sold.
Oh, for
And
heaven's
then
That's
she started
awesome.
taking up ballroom dancing. She had never danced in her life. And she was 72 years old when I met her. And she, at 84 or 85, she wrote me a letter. Every year she would write to me because I moved back to the United States. And she would tell me about what was going on in her life, and that she was still selling paintings. And it's a thrill. It's
I
just
love
a
that.
thrill. Yeah.
I recall going
I've
to
been doing it for 40 years and I never get tired of it. I'm always excited and elated about it. And
What were you saying, Bobby?
I recall going to church with you a few times, Sunny, and many of the women that go to church at the church that we frequent oftentimes come up to you and you help them out in doing whatever they're doing and make suggestions on how to be happier and go out and have some fun. I People gather around Sunny like she's the hottest thing on the market. It's just the craziest thing. People just love being around Sunny.
Because Sunny puts out joy and
yep,
Yep.
love,
People want
yep.
to be happy. Yep.
and people are attracted to that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love my job. I wake up in the morning and go, I love my life. I love what I get to do in this world. Thank you, God, for
Me
making me
too.
sunny.
Me too. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. That is my life exactly.
Yeah.
So grateful that I get to do what I love to do.
Oh, yeah. And you're so
Yeah.
brilliant at it. You're so
Well, thank
talented
you.
and gifted.
Thank you.
So
So are
speaking
you. I mean, it's like I see you at an event and it's like this crowd around. And I'm not tall, but Sunny isn't quite as tall as I am, and you can't really see her in the middle of the crowd, but you know she's there.
Yep. My battle cry is, oh boy, more joy.
Yeah,
that's
love it.
yep, that's true. I've heard it a million times.
I love it. That's
So
awesome. And thank you.
so in addition to your coaching and stuff, I recall now when I met you, oh my God, I have to tell people how I met you. And that was the craziest thing ever. So we were going to a book signing or something, right?
Yeah. It was a
And
book signing and some psychics and,
it,
a little spirit fair.
I was
right.
there too, I think. Yeah.
So I'm in the parking lot and I'm parking. And the parking lot, by the way, is full. It's just jammed full of people. And so on the other end of the parking lot, I hear this little voice, hello, hello. And I look over there and I'm thinking, who is she talking to? I'm like, I don't know who that is. And she says, yeah, yeah, you. Oh, you. I'm talking to you over there. It was just the funniest thing. And I'm like, me? I see your light. I know who you are. So we became fast friends that day. That's how I met Sunny in the
That's
parking lot.
awesome.
Yoo-hoo! Hello! I thought, oh my God, Mother Nature's calling me. Oh my God.
Because when someone is a healer or is a star seed, spirit shows them with a light around them. It's almost like they've
Yeah.
got this kind of halo around them.
Mhm.
So I can see who they are
Yeah.
or what they're going to be capable of. even if they don't know it yet, I can walk into a room of 600 people and there will be maybe one person who just has this light around them.
Mhm.
And I will walk over to that person and start up a conversation and we'll exchange numbers. And then I walk away and I go, okay, this was why I had to be here. Okay, I met the right person and I might leave.
Makes sense to me.
And so Bobby was it that day. She
I
was
love
the
it.
it girl.
Most
I had
unfortunate.
walked out of the building to get something out of my car. I think there were some people who wanted to buy some more books and I needed to go to my car to get the books. And yeah, she was quite a few cars away from me, but there was some spirit force was saying, talk to that woman.
I love it.
It was the funniest thing. I'm like, who is she talking to? There's no one else here but me. And I'm like, I have 3 blocks away from her and she's waving to me. And I'm thinking, what is wrong with her? I must have to help her. She must need help. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, I need help.
Well, the interesting thing about that is I was talking to her about a friend that had MRSA and a case of MRSA. And she started channeling some sort of answers and told me that he would not have to go to surgery or whatever, that it would be okay and blah, blah, blah. That's what happened. That's
Yeah.
exactly what happened. But they were ready to surgically remove this huge thing out of his back, and it would have ruined all the muscles in his back. And so Sunny picked up on that. She's, don't worry. It'll be okay. He won't have to have surgery. That was my first encounter with Sunny. So
I love it. I
she's
love it.
amazing.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Because I totally trust when I receive spirit messages, I totally trust and I know I have to speak it out loud because if I don't tell them, nobody else is going to be telling them.
Exactly.
My job.
How many books do you have, Sunny?
I have written, I'm actually published in 4 books that were a compilation of other authors, other coaches. And but then my mirror book, let me see, can I put that right in front of me? Yeah. My mirror book is at one point in my life I asked God, what is it that you want me to do? And I was told that I had to leave the United States to get away from everybody that I knew because they wouldn't understand what I was supposed to do and that I had to go to Europe. And that's where I found the first person who was leading a life coaching program, the 8-session transformational action coaching. And so I stayed in London for 2 years but I work with clients for 2 weeks out of each month. And then I go to another country and travel for 2 weeks. And so
Nice.
this book is all about learning how to manifest because I sold my house in the United States and then I said, okay, God, I only got $1,000 a month and I'm going to see how long it'll last. And I had $30,000 and I made it last 3 years. And it was all miracles. It was manifestation day after day. So because I learned to totally and completely trust it, that was one of the things that I, not only coaching, but teaching people how to manifest. In other words, how to attract to them in much easier ways and not just hand their credit card and say, I want that, put it on my credit card. There's nothing in my house that was just charged on a credit card. I wanted it, and then I had to figure out how the universe would give it to me. So then so this is 3 years of traveling. So every chapter is a different country, different experiences, different, oh my God, how did I get myself into this? And help me get out of this, God. So
I love that.
There's a lot of miracle experiences that can be kind of crazy. And then the second book is called Diary of a Turkish Wedding, because I ended up at one point in my life marrying a Turkish man. And then at a couple of years after we were married, he wanted me to go to his village because his brother was getting married. And I didn't ask enough questions before I went over there. Because I had been to Istanbul and a number of other big cities in Turkey when I was dating him. And so I just thought it was going to be a normal city. Well, this was the most provincial village I'd ever been in my life. There wasn't always running water. There wasn't always electricity. And my husband was the only one in the village who could speak any English. So there I am for a couple of months. And the only thing that I had to talk to was my diary. Because in those villages in Turkey, the men and women get up in the morning and the men all go one way and you don't see them till dinner at night. And the women stay there with the kids and do the wash and do the laundry and prepare the meals. And there I was, all alone with all these women who didn't speak a word of English. And I had about 4 words in Turkish. So it was being the observer. I had to shut up because I teach women's empowerment. When you live in a provincial Muslim village where these women hadn't even gone to school, maybe some of them had a 3rd grade education, but it's like, why have an education? All you're going to do is have babies and raise kids and cook. You don't need an education. And clean. They're very fabulous at cleaning. If you ever want to hire a really good cleaning person, get a Turkish woman. They take enormous pride in cleaning. They're amazing. I learned so much just by being the observer. So it's kind of for people who are reading the book, they absolutely get to feel like they are in this Turkish village, being the observer and experiencing all these different cultural experiences.
That's pretty amazing.
I read both of the books, and the Mirror Mirror book I couldn't put down, which, by the way, I'm really not a heavy book reader. I do a lot of online stuff, but I couldn't set the book down. And the Turkish wedding book was so interesting. And knowing you how I know you,
Yes.
I can't believe you did that. I can't. I read all of that stuff, and some of that stuff was really, really profound and difficult to be in another country, in another culture,
Yes.
and not speak the language and go as far as you went for
Yes.
as long as you went and did all the things that you did. Oh my God, that I would just, amen, sister. Here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My cup goes out to you.
It was a wild experience. It really was. And
Yeah.
I just had to be, I just had to observe. I am all about women's empowerment. And I thought, if I can't even talk to them, but if I even tried to teach them what I know about women's empowerment, I'd get stoned over here. They would stone me to death. We don't want our women to know that much. In fact, one man who did speak a little English, he was the mayor of the village. He said, we want our women to be like babies, like totally innocent, not knowing about the big world, not watching TV, just praying and cooking and changing diapers.
I
So that
can't
was
even
kinda hard for
imagine.
me to be in.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
And my lesson was to completely honor them, to completely honor who they were and become one with it.
Yeah.
And that's in reading the book. Didn't you experience that, Bobby? Like feeling like you were right in the middle of it.
Yeah, it was a very profound thing. Now, did I hear that they are using that book for a cultural in some sort of school? Are they using it for like social studies or something?
There are a couple of teachers in Milwaukee who teach English as a second language. You know, so these people come over from other cultures and other countries. And so when they get into high school, a couple of these teachers who had been clients of mine and had experienced, you know, changes in their lives and their empowerment, they said, this book is so powerful. I'm going to take my high school kids and have them read this. And so I've gone to some of the schools and talked about these experiences, especially the one, because of course it was a totally fundamentalist Muslim village. And then there's me, right in the middle of this Muslim village, and and most of the people didn't have phones. Like, it was provincial, and that's the
Mhm.
nicest word I can use.
Yeah.
Oh, and the Mirror Mirror book, um, a manifestation of this Mirror Mirror book is during COVID in January. I wrote down that I wanted to play a screenwriter to read my book, absolutely fall in love with my book, and call me and want to write the screenplay. And a month later, a screenwriter from Philadelphia called me. She said, I loved your book. I totally get it. I want to write a screenplay about this. So we, during COVID, her in Philadelphia, we worked on this for a year, and it's turned into a TV series. Well, it's that's we're looking for the producers now, because she wrote 10 episodes.
Wow.
And so that's in process now. But of course, there was the actors strike and there was the writers strike. And so now
Mhm.
that we're all through that, and people want something that's uplifting and happy and transformative, and so this is the way I'm pitching it to the producers. And they tell me that it's a blue sky show, and so watch for something happy. And it will probably, even though the book is called Mirror Mirror, I was told that there are too many other movies out there that start with Mirror Mirror, and one of them's a Disney, and you don't want to go up against Disney. So this book is probably going to be the movie or the TV show is probably going to be called Unboxed, because everything in it was about me breaking out of boxes,
I love it.
me breaking out of rigid religious conformity and doing everything that everybody told me to do and I didn't know myself.
So
Nice.
how did you find One Command, and do you use that with your coaching? Does it have anything to do with your books? When did you find One Command? And
Well, I found
is
what?
you probably should explain what that is, what One
Okay.
Command.
Yeah.
So One Command is a book, and it is a book about manifestation, actually taking you through the 6-step process. And I've been teaching manifestation, how to get what you want. That's what I'm most famous for, is seminars that I've been doing for 35 years, named How to Get What You Want. And one of my clients read this book about 10 years ago. And she said, Sunny, I think you'd like this book. And I went, what is it that I don't know about manifestation? I do it all the time. I help all my clients make their life easier and more fun and have more money. Like, what? How can I learn anything else? Well, this woman, there are some of us who are natural daydreamers.
Mhm.
And so it was always easy for me to manifest, but I didn't understand that it was because I was always a good daydreamer. And for people who think they got to figure out all the steps and do everything right, it's not as easy for them to learn how to manifest. So she actually gave it a name, this daydream state, and it's called theta mind.
Mhm.
And I went, okay, I got it. She put the words to something that, even though I was telling people, you got to feel it, you got to experience it within yourself when you're daydreaming. And she puts it in such a concise, easy way. And then at the end of each class, I'm doing classes at least once a week now. I've got some afternoon classes and I've got some evening classes, because Spirit keeps telling me, people need this. People need this now. Sunny, you got to get out of retirement and come back and do this. Okay, I'm doing it. But at the end of each class, we go through the meditation. There's like a 6 or 7 minute meditation where they actually get to experience that theta mind peace.
Yeah.
So 2 days ago, I did a class, and there's a woman who I've known for a long time, and she's come to me now and then for things, but she tends to make things hard, and and to do it all the right way. She can be a real perfectionist. But no, I got to do this and I got to do this. Well, she'd been looking for a different job. She realized that she was frustrated with what she was doing, and then they actually helped her out and said, no, you can't do this anymore with us. And so now she was looking for a new job. So she said, oh, Sonny, I got to come to that class. And so she came to the class, and I helped her look inside herself, not for just how much money she wants to make and what are the benefits, but like, what is the satisfaction that you want to experience, that you are appreciated, that you are valued, that people like you and enjoy you, because that's not been an experience either. Because sometimes she's been hired to get rid of people, and so there was a lot of big fear screen around her. And so I took her through everybody was in the class down through the meditation. And she called me. It was about, I can't remember, 2:30 or 3:30 the next day. She said, oh my God, Sonny, this company found me. They approached me. I can't remember if she said they found her on LinkedIn or something. She said, they want me to come and consult for them. They're willing to pay me even if I'm sitting on the bench and they don't have anything for me right now. But she said, it's absolutely everything I wanted. And it's going to be 2 days in Madison, and I'm happy to do that because I also teach scuba diving in Madison. It was like, boom, the very next day, such
love
a
that.
big whopping manifestation.
That's beautiful. I love that.
Really thrilling. Yes.
Yes, it is. And that theta state is an amazing place to be. And once you figure it out, or practice it a few times and you get into it, it's like, oh, it's right
Yes.
there.
Doesn't
Right
Mind
there.
do
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Mind Valley, the company Mind Valley, doesn't Vishen, I think his name is Vishen, whatever. He does the theta state
Yeah.
thought process.
Mhm.
But they don't
Right.
call it one command or anything like that. But you do classes a lot, and sometimes you hold them right on your front porch in the
In the
summertime.
summer, it's right on my front porch because that's where I'm happiest, and people love coming and sitting on my front porch. Right now, I'm just having small classes. I don't care if it's 4 people or 10 people, and it's in my living room, and it's donation. I make it easy, I make it affordable, and we all have a fun time.
Well, your house is kind of like a goddess palace, and it's very peaceful, and it feels so good to be there, and people feel protected. So to relax enough to get the command going and the manifestation going and stuff, it's a very special place to be.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the big deals with manifestation is you have to feel it, right? Like you
Yes.
have to feel it in order to draw it to yourself, because you have to create that matching frequency. And
Yes.
that's what the theta state does. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Asara was really onto something with that one.
It's great. It is a
Yeah.
great book, and I have the books right here. I buy a dozen at a time from her, so I just sell it for $10, which is what she charges me. So it's fine.
Yeah.
It's great. I want to make it easy.
Yeah.
So that being said, how much time do we have left here, Christina?
We have about 20 minutes.
Oh, cool. Can I tell a story about a couch that I manifest?
Yeah. Yes, I'd love to hear the story about the couch that you manifest.
Okay, so I saw a couch. I had a client that I was helping her. She couldn't decide what she wanted her brand new condo to look like or be. She had no vision, and she had gotten rid of all her furniture because she moved across country. But she, for a month, she stayed in it. She had the mattress, and she just didn't know where to go. I said, okay, I'll go out shopping with you. Let's go look for, what colors you like, and I'll help you through this. Well, while we were shopping for her, I saw a couch that I just went, oh my God, that is gorgeous. I would buy that. And it was $2,500. And I loved the fabric on it, and I loved the wood down the front. It had kind of a curvy carved wood, and it was just my style. And the fabric felt so nice under my hands. And but the couch was too long for the wall that I needed to put it on. And I thought, okay, this or something better. That's what you do when you want to manifest.
Yes,
You
this or
get
something
it.
better
I
every
took a
time. Yeah.
picture of it in the store. This or something better
Yeah.
comes to me in a miraculous way, easily afforded,
Yep.
because I didn't want to pay $2,500 for a couch. So a couple weeks later, I had seen a little shelving unit. I don't know if you remember Hobos in Milwaukee. But it was they would buy discount and clearance stuff. So you never knew what was going to be in there. But anyway, they had these little shelving units. And I said, oh, this would be cute in your place. She said, okay, let's go get it. So she and I went over there and we found the little shelving unit. There was a man helping us. And I'm sitting on a couch in this little, kind of a room setup. And I'm sitting on a couch and my hand touches the couch. And I went, oh, this feels just like the fabric that was on that really expensive couch. And I looked down and it is the same fabric. And they have a love seat. They have a smaller couch, which would just fit in my living room. And they had a chaise lounge. And they were on sale for $300 each piece. And I went,
Can't beat that.
oh my God, I can't afford not to get this.
Exactly.
And it's all perfect. I bought the two first, and that I didn't think I could fit the chaise lounge in. But Bobby, you've been in my house. Isn't that chaise lounge perfect where it is?
The couch is pretty good too. Yeah.
Yeah. I got all three of them for $900. Yay, score.
Yes. That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Looked at that couch.
And every single thing in my living room has a magical story like that. Something
love
that I
it.
saw, took a picture of, went, someday, this or something better. That's going to be mine. That's going to be mine. And because I don't like to pull out my credit card. I like it to come in magical ways.
And you do such a fabulous job of that. And you teach people how to do it
Yeah.
Mhm.
better. But I swear that if people are in the field before they even get to your house, at least it happened to me that I was starting to manifest magical things
Yes.
were happening to me before I even got to your house. I thought,
Yeah.
oh God, who does that? Whatever it is, I want to do more of that.
Yes.
Yeah. There you go.
What else do you want to talk about today, Sunny?
Oh,
Oh, you know what? You were talking about was it Mirror Mirror you turned into an audiobook?
oh yes, thank you. Yes. That
Yeah.
was my last year's project. I knew that I needed an audio technician to turn it into an audiobook, because so many people, especially during COVID, they just really got into audiobooks, and they'd say, well, don't you have an audiobook? Well, I didn't know how much it was going to be. I knew it was probably going to be a pretty penny.
Mhm.
And so I thought, okay, God, send me the perfect audio technician who can help make this easy for me. And it turns out that the son of one of my good friends, when I mentioned to her what I was wanting to do, I wanted to make a studio in my own house
Mhm.
so that I wouldn't have to pay for studio time and an audio technician. So her son was like all over it. He ordered me every single thing that I needed for in my house. He came over and he set it up. I paid him $20. God bless his little pea picking heart. So
Wow.
everything got all set up. And then my book publisher, Kira Henschel, knew about this audio technician, and he's genius, absolutely genius. How he has the patience to listen to every single word and read through every single line on the book and tell me where I hiccuped or where I sneezed or that I had to go back in and change it. But he did it. And then we went back and did the did the changes, and so yes, it's now available on audio, Amazon, Kindle, and audiobooks.
Wow, that's awesome. I know
Yes.
I've been meaning to put my books on audio, and I have the studio set up, you know, because I do this, and I just I haven't taken the leap. I just
Well,
haven't
it
done
does
it.
take a lot of patience
And time.
and time,
Yeah.
and then the editing takes
Hmm.
even more patience and time.
Just like
Although,
it did
thank
when you
God,
wrote the book, right? All the editing, all the
yeah,
rewrites,
yeah,
all the,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Although Kira made it incredibly easy for me because I know you know Kira, right?
yeah. I've met her.
And
Yeah.
so at this time, Kira always gets up at like 4 o'clock in the morning. And so, and I was working a lot at the time that I wrote Mirror Mirror book. But my agreement with the universe was I wasn't going to go out dancing every night of the week because that's what I used to do. Um, for years, I would go out dancing and come home at midnight or 1 o'clock. So I said, okay, that's a highly creative time for me. From 10 o'clock to midnight, I will write and I'll do some editing until 1 o'clock. Then I would email the chapter to her because every single night I wrote a chapter.
Okay.
Then I would email it to her. She'd get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. She'd edit it and email it back to me the same day, usually.
Wow.
Amazing. She
Yeah.
was absolutely amazing.
I
And
love
she
that.
really, she didn't over edit. She totally honored my voice, my style, my little chatty. My book is very chatty. And no matter what comes
Yeah.
up, I'm talking about it.
Yeah.
and, and so she made it easy for me, and she was fabulous. And
That's awesome. I can't
yeah,
believe that anybody thinks you're chatty. I'm just, you know. I'm sorry. I'm just being funny.
well, yeah,
Oh,
and
trying anyway.
people are always amazed at how much I love my quiet time too.
Yeah.
I love being quiet. As I've gotten older, well, I'm uh when I was younger, I was very much Aphrodite when we're talking about the goddess class that I teach. I was very much Aphrodite. And Persephone, you're probably really strong Persephone because Persephone always has spiritual gifts. So
Okay.
as spiritually gifted as you are, that's her main claim to fame. And when she claims that, she really becomes powerful in the world.
I love that.
Yeah, and so I've got
Yeah.
Persephone too, because I have a lot of
Yeah.
I'm clairsentient, clairaudio,
Hmm.
and spirit's always talking to me. But as I've gotten older, I am totally enjoying Hestia, which is the goddess of the hearth. And I love my garden and I love being quiet in my house and even being alone. I love it.
Hmm.
It's peaceful.
Yeah. I
And
get
a lot of
that.
people don't expect that of me. They're like, really? You don't chat all the time? Nope.
But I
When I
can
got something to
understand
say,
that
I'm
because
chatting.
yeah, because when you're working with people at the capacity that you do, you
Yeah.
need to have your downtime.
Yes, it's true.
You absolutely need to have your downtime when you
Yeah.
work with people at that capacity.
Because especially being clear audio, when you got all these spirits and angels yakking at you when you're working with somebody and they're like,
Yes.
tell her this, and make sure she hears this. Like,
Yes, exactly.
okay, gang,
Take a breath, guys. I gotta
take a
catch
breath.
up.
Yeah, right.
Your goddess class. When is the last time you ran the goddess class? Do you do
Last
that?
summer, I did it on my front porch, and there were actually two women who had taken the goddess class about 15 years before they had
Oh,
taken
wow.
it. And then when they took the quiz again, they had different goddess aspects. Just as I said, now I'm a really nice balance between Aphrodite and Persephone and Hestia. And they were so surprised at the difference in their personalities. And so they experienced the class in a whole new way and loved it. And sometimes I've had mothers and daughters go through the class together. Um,
That's really cool. I like that. I like that
yeah,
idea. Yeah.
yeah.
It's a fabulous class.
And I love going to people's houses, like if there's a women's gathering or even a birthday party where it's all women. I'll go to their houses and have them take the quiz before I get to the house. And that's, I'm like the entertainment.
Hmm.
And when it's the aunts and the grandma and the mom and the granddaughters,
Hmm.
it's really a blast because I
Yeah.
can tell them about exactly about their relationships.
Right.
So do
Right.
mother and daughter usually test out to the same goddesses, or are they usually extremely different?
When they take it later, when they take it years later,
Anytime. When they start out, do the mother and daughter, are they usually the same goddesses? Are
no,
they
no,
so much
no,
similar?
no.
Yeah, I can't imagine that they would be just because of the different stages of life, I would think.
And
Mm.
I've been able to, I had two women, they were in their 20s, no, probably closer to 30. And they both were clients of mine, and they were both really, really strong Artemis. They were both tomboys, and anything you can do, I can do better. They were both really competitive. And then they started telling me that their mother drove them crazy, and and that they were having a really hard time having a relationship with her because for some reason she just didn't honor the fact that they were now fully capable adults now. And so for the mother, they bought her a couple of sessions with me for a Christmas present, and she flew into town because the family was together for Christmas. And the first thing I did with them was sit down and do the goddess profile with them. And I could see absolutely why they were having trouble. The mother was a Demeter. Demeter loves babies, loves children on her lap. When her children grow up, she just wants more babies. And these girls didn't want babies at all. And they're mama bears, they want to fix and help and bring you cookies. And these two Artemis girls are like, get out of my way. I don't want to be mothered. And
I
so when
get
I
that.
was able to help her understand that, and I said, you need to go to the hospital and hold babies, or you need to go volunteer at a nursery school or at a daycare so you can be around little kids, hugging them, picking them up, changing their diapers. You will be so happy because these girls are not going to give you babies. And she became so much happier when she stopped having the expectations. Why don't my girls need me? And Artemis girl is like, not going to need her mom. I'm out of here.
Yeah,
I can attest to that.
And Bobby's a really strong Artemis girl.
Well,
I can see that.
there are times though that I do like to be mothered. There are times, not all the time. No,
Artemis girls, when you see girls riding motorcycles, Artemis girls either want a horse or a motorcycle. And they want their own motorcycle. They don't want to ride behind somebody else.
Right.
I was the horse girl.
I was a horse girl too. Imagine
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I think if we get down to it, like we all have, certain strengths or certain things that we're drawn to, but when it comes to goddesses, maybe we can have, several different influences.
Yes. Yes.
And yeah, I
We
love
usually
that.
have three.
Okay.
Like your Persephone,
Hmm.
Artemis wants a horse.
I had a horse.
Persephone wants a unicorn.
Isn't that just a fancy horse?
Yes, it is. And Persephone can get lost in fairy tales and walking in the woods when she's young and talking to the fairies. And Persephone always, if she's not squelched when she's a child, she's born with spiritual gifts. And sometimes, well, like I was really squelched. And it wasn't until I took this journey through Europe that all of my gifts came back to me.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
it was just me and God on this
Right.
journey. It was,
I love that.
lots of times I was in countries where I didn't speak their language. They'd never seen me before, but magic was happening right, left, and center.
I totally get it. And by the way, I still love to wander in the woods and talk to the fairies.
I believe it. I believe it. Because you're still really strong Persephone.
Yeah.
And
I
It's your
love that.
gift to the world and you are fully embracing it and you are fully powerful in that Persephone talented, gifted spiritual leader. And bravo to you
Thank
because
you. Thank you.
we need you. We need you to be the guide now as the star seeds start waking up and the
Oh yeah.
indigo children and the crystal children, they need
Yeah.
us to
And
be
as we're moving into,
shining.
yeah, and as we move into 5D, where the
Yes,
joyful people are going and or
yes,
already are. I mean, 5D's here. It's not coming anymore. It's here.
it's here.
So,
It's here.
yeah.
If you're not
Yeah.
it, you missed the boat.
Could you say that again? Because I couldn't hear you.
If you're not it, if you haven't aligned with 5D, you've already missed the boat.
No, you can still do it.
Just a little
Yeah.
hard. You're behind.
Yeah, that's okay. I think
Yeah, some
spiritually,
some people
nobody's ever
can catch
behind.
up,
Yeah.
but they have to stop listening to certain news stations.
Yeah. And we're not going to mention that
No,
because we
we
want
aren't.
this
Not
video
at
to
all.
play. Sonny, it has been such a joy having you on the show. Thank you so much. Tell us how people can get a hold of you if they want to take one of your classes or become a client or buy a book.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
Okay. My name is my website is www.sunnyboehm.com. SUNNIBOEHME.com. My phone number is 414-217-4052. I do an introductory discovery session. If you think you might want some coaching or you might want to find out what it's like, the discovery session is $20. And then you get to actually see and experience what it's like to work with me. And I am doing at least one or two one command classes starting now forward. I've got a class coming up on Tuesday. Okay. On Wednesday next week, the 26th. I've got another class coming up on March 5th. And I will be having more classes. So call me, email me, sunny.boehm@gmail.com.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. What do you have, Bobby? I can see the gears turning.
Oh, my gears are always turning, aren't they? But yeah,
And can
Sunny,
I close it with a one command when we're ready to close?
we
Yep,
would
I just want Bobby looked like she
Sure.
needed to say something, so I wanted to give her the opportunity.
that was it. I was going to thank you for coming on the show today and spreading your joy. And I hope you leave us with a wonderful one command.
I
Which
will.
she is going to do right after I remind everyone, subscribe, ring the notification bell, share with your friends. This is amazing information and everybody needs to have it. So please step up and share it. And now I'm turning it over to Sunny to give us the one command. I'm so excited. I haven't done this with anybody but myself in years, so I'm
All
super
right,
excited.
great. Because yeah, you went and took a class with her, or
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She's fabulous. All
Yeah.
right, so the one command always starts with I don't know how. Because if we always try to solve things from the only things that we know within our own mind, we're actually limiting ourselves.
Mhm.
So when we say, I don't know how, we're opening our crown chakra to receive new information from higher realms and from spirit realms. So the one command starts with, I don't know how. My life gets better every day. I center myself in peace, peace in my heart, and peace in my mind, peace in all of my relationships, and peace and harmony in the United States. I center myself in knowing that there is peace and harmony throughout the entire world. Let it start with me now and roll forward throughout the world and around the entire planet. Peace and harmony. I only know this is happening now, and I am at peace and fulfilled.
Thank you so much, Sunny. You are just brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The other thing that we forgot to mention is that you're a minister and you do some fabulous talks. So thank you so very much for coming
Oh,
through.
yeah, I have lots and lots of talks on YouTube. If they just look me up on YouTube, lots of my seminars and lots of my talks are on YouTube free.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. It was
Yeah.
great fun.
Awesome.
Remember laughter yoga.
Absolutely. Laughing yoga. Got to remember
Yes.
laughing yoga. Awesome. Everyone, thank you so much. And we'll see you again soon.
Thanks for coming.
Bye.
Take care of each other and take care of yourself. Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye.